We love our little Ocala. You gotta scoop down to Orlando or Daytona
Right,
to go,
right.
that kind of thing. And now that we do have things to do here,
It's the place to be. Well, hey, Allie Jara from Professional Realty of Ocala has finally made it to my office. We have been trying to do this, I think, for about 2 months. And
Probably.
with your busy schedule and just things going crazy, I honestly, I told Gabby, I said, if she shows today, we have won the battle. so welcome.
and I was on time.
And you were on time,
Mhm.
and I'm just so thrilled that you're here. But
Thank
Allie has been one of my dearest friends, and one of the first people that I really met when I started with Prime Lending. We didn't really know each other when I was at Wells Fargo, but
No.
definitely here. But and I think of you as like a daughter. I mean, I just watch and I look at everything that she does. She's so successful. So one of the things that we do with this the whole reason why I wanted to do it was really to kind of spotlight agents that I work with, give you some time to really let the community get to know who you are versus just, hey, I just do real estate.
Right.
Because you do so many other things, and we're gonna talk about
Yes.
it. But I know that you just recently changed brokerage,
Yes.
and it's been what, a couple months
Just
now?
a couple months.
Yep.
Yes.
And are you excited about the change?
Yes. I absolutely love every aspect of their brokerage.
Great. And so where is their office located at?
200 right here.
Oh, it is?
Right next to us.
It is? Where is it at?
She's right in here.
Oh my
somewhere.
gosh.
Yes.
I need to go over there.
I'm not really good at going to the brokerage because I have.
You don't have to. You have an
I
office.
have an office at the house and an office at the spa.
Yeah.
So I really don't.
You don't
get
have
over
to
there
go
too
in there.
much.
Yeah.
No.
But it was a pretty big life decision for you to
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
And so, again, why we do this is kind of let people know, even outside of what you do at real estate, but you are such an entrepreneur.
Yes.
I mean, it is exhausting for me to watch you on, and you're posting, but you also own the spa.
Yes. Oh my. Beauty
Oh my
spa.
beauty, oh my beauty spa.
Yes.
And you opened that when?
It's been 3 years.
Has it really?
Well, because I started like every other esthetician, you rent a room, and then I think that only lasted for me for about 6 months. And I thought it was going to take me 2 years.
Yeah.
And nope, we were ready to fly.
And now you have how many folks?
6.
And what are the services they have there?
Massaging. Julie is an amazing, she's really helped me with all of the pain because we're using our hands and our necks and our bodies. It's not just about products.
Right.
We're really giving ourselves to the client, and we're all about pampering.
Yeah, that I do know.
Yeah, we have the charcuterie boards and the wine and the coffee, and it's a very quiet, zen
Peaceful,
atmosphere. Microneedling, fillers, Botox, you name it.
So you have 6 gals that
Yes.
are there with you, and so they all have their own specialty.
Yes.
So you do.
If you had to categorize me, I'm definitely the master acne killer.
Okay.
Everybody knows to come to me for acne.
Really? Okay. So
Even after they've seen dermatologists, they come to me and I'm able to clear it up.
Wow. Okay. So like AKA the pimple popper.
Yes. And I love it. The nastier it is, and
Oh my God.
the worst it is.
It's
I
kind of
love
therapeutic, I bet, right?
It is, and it's also therapeutic. I had a young woman that had it all over her back. She couldn't wear a bathing suit. Other personal things were bothering her, as you can imagine.
Right.
And we hit it so hard. I saw her every 2 weeks. It is completely gone.
Oh my gosh.
And for her to come to the spa and bring me flowers and a card and hug me and cry
Because no one else would have been able to do
No,
it.
she went to a dermatologist and they were like, "Here's some cream. Go see an esthetician."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, and I'm kind of promoting because I know you in real estate, but I'd love to help promote you for the spa as well. So you have people that are doing the Botox and
yes.
now you said you do the micro
needling.
Now that's What is that?
That is going to help with everything, fine lines, wrinkles, and I actually have salmon DNA. That's what really just healed her.
Is that what
back.
they're called, the vampire facial?
No, that's where we extract blood from your body and spin it down and then put it back on the face.
Now, do you do that too?
Yes. No, I do not. No.
Can I just be really honest and tell you I have tried that and it didn't do anything for me?
I've tried it too. If you are cringy about that situation, it's not for you.
Yeah. So the micro needling.
Yes.
What is that? That is are you doing filling with it too, or?
It's a pen that has about 38 little tiny microscopic needles, and it's not pleasant. We do try to numb you as much as possible, but as we all know, us ladies will do whatever we need to do to look better. And I have stem cells. It just depends on what your face really needs.
Okay.
Yes.
So you would look at me and say, wow.
Chemical peels, that kind of thing.
And you do that too?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, but that's part of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the massage therapist.
Yes.
And
they do the hot stones. They do all the pampering, the extra mile. Today, for instance, and they had a 10 a.m. They didn't come out of the room till 11:30.
Oh, wow.
So they got like an extra 30 minutes. They were doing some cupping because the woman was having some really problems with her back. So I just like that we are not there to just make money, get them in, get them out. We really take time.
Now, do you do like events, like parties?
Oh, yes. We have one coming up.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
So like for like a wedding, bridal thing?
Divorce parties, bridal parties. We did a high school reunion.
Oh, how cool.
I mean, we've done all kinds of things. We have a 13-year-old that's coming to celebrate her birthday with all her little friends.
Aww.
And her parents are coming too. So it's, the mothers.
Yes.
And
so they'll get pampered.
Oh, yes. And they're coming in matching robes and slippers. And we shut down for the whole day for them.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you find time to do that and sell real estate?
I think I'm just smart with, look at what I did today.
Okay.
So 10 to 11, I had a client. 11 to 12, I had a client. But I blocked you out. So I bring my clothes to the spa, change, and then come over here, and then I have a 5:30. So I'll go right back to the spa. So it has to be strategically.
Yeah, you're always.
Yes.
Because I know every time I ask you when you can come, you're like, I gotta block this out. I gotta look at my calendar.
You have to block it out.
But you still have time. I mean, you still have time to work real estate too.
Oh, absolutely.
So do you go to the spa every day or?
Every single day. Because like I said, I have made an office there for myself.
Right.
For real estate.
Gotcha.
Because I have all the rescues at my house. Because we also have the
I was
rescues.
Gonna say, yes. And I read today you have 11?
Yes.
So are they all dogs?
No, 6 cats and 4 dogs.
Okay, so what do you do with, I mean, I've seen the pictures. I know that you have the Great Dane, which I'm in love with. I want him so bad.
No, you don't.
No. That is the dog that I've always wanted. And I have 2, I have a Labradoodle and a chocolate lab.
The labs for me are everything.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of like once you get a lab, it's hard not to get.
I never knew that labs were so smart and loving. Like he knows when something's wrong with me. He's smart and he's the goofiest. He swims.
Now, so is mine. What color is yours?
The fox red.
Okay.
So he's just absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, but
was he a rescue?
Yes,
he was. So where do you get all your rescues from? Do you get them?
My dad and I started at a very young age. My dad, I remember a bird flew into our kitchen window, and poor thing, and hurt himself. And we brought him in, and then it was turtles, and then it turned into squirrels, and
so he has the same
passion, yes, for animals. Do not hurt an animal.
No.
So
I mean, anyone that does, I mean, I totally,
we have. Yes, my father always told me, never marry a man that does not like animals.
Yeah.
If they can't be kind to animals,
it's
the purest form
of love
on earth. And if you can't do that, then you're
Well,
not
your
gonna hurt a human.
animals pretty much own your house. 'Cause
Yes.
I've seen that.
They do.
They do.
Mhm.
And especially now, what is your Great Dane's name?
Apollo.
Apollo. Now he's older, right?
Yes.
So how old is he?
He is 8, so
He's
they usually live to about 9.
Really?
So when he got about 7, we started just spending more time and really giving
Letting
him
him
more
have the
attention.
couch.
Yes, that was a big thing, and we fought him from day 1 at 11 months old when we
Oh,
took
that's
him
how
in.
long you've had him?
Yes, and he actually was a friend of ours that something went south in her life, and she called me and said, "Do you still want Oreo?" And I thought, yes. Well, I saw him at 7. Last time I saw him, he was 7 months old. So when I met her to pick up this dog, it was like this ferocious
horse.
and it's scary. It's intimidating.
Yeah.
Very. He's not a floppy-eared dog. They had done his ears scary, and my kids were crying, and they were like, "Get this dog out of the house!" But now he's just the biggest lover.
Oh, he
and
looks like
we
it.
fought the couch. We did.
Yeah.
With all our might.
You can't.
No.
Well,
And-
that's like my labs. I mean, I have a recliner in the
Good
TV
luck.
room, and it's a dual recliner for me and my husband. So we can, my husband has to watch TV in a different room now because
That's what we're going to do.
I know. And I'm telling you, with my chocolate, my white Labradoodle. She's the most gentle animal I've ever seen. She is, everything about her is just gentle and loving.
That's my gingerbread.
My chocolate lab, he was so stubborn and just obnoxious for the first 3 or 4 years. I mean, but he has a thing where he literally every night he plays this game. If he's not getting attention, he'll go find a pair of shoes, mine or my husband's, and he'll literally grab one. He doesn't chew them up or anything, but he'll grab one and he'll walk by the TV room looking at us with the shoe in his mouth, like, "Come get me. Come catch me. I'm bad."
So mine picks up toilet paper rolls and he brings them to us.
Yep.
And we're like, that's a no-no. But he wants attention
So,
24/7.
Now, is that the Great Dane?
No, that's the lab.
The lab.
I've never seen anything like it.
My chocolate loves everything white. Anything that's white. Any pair of underwear of my husband's, any towel, and he does, and he'll go grab a towel out of the bathroom and he'll walk, and it's like Linus. He's pulling it behind him, and he's looking at us like, "I dare you to get mad at me." Yeah, and then I go to take it, and I go, "You're not supposed to have this. You're bad." And his tail's wagging. So I mean,
Because we talk like that.
I know.
Because I'm like, "What are you doing that you're not supposed to have it?"
I
And
know,
my
and they're
husband's like, "That's why he doesn't listen to you."
That's why he's happy that you're happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But no, I mean, I am I'm especially a dog lover. I mean, cats. My daughter is. I'm the dog person. My daughter comes to the house and she goes, "I don't know how you manage to completely ruin every animal you get, and they're so bad and they're just dysfunctional." And I just like, I think they're perfect. I mean,
The worst part is that we have 4, and then when my daughter comes home, she has I call her crazy girl because she's nuttier than sin,
see,
golden retriever. Then my son comes home with his German Shepherd,
oh my God,
which she is a
Good.
beauty and a love, and she's trained like
Yes,
a military
they
dog.
are. They're so
my
dang
gosh.
smart.
And now my daughter has a real, boyfriend. They've been together for 2 years, so his dog comes too. So we have 8 big, huge dogs while we're trying to have Christmas or Easter or Thanksgiving, and it is very overwhelming.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
is. Yeah.
The videos make it look fun. But when your Great Dane shakes his head and his saliva just goes like flying everywhere.
And mine are used to just having us, right? So when my granddaughters come, they love them. They herd them. They sleep on the bed with us every night. So when I have the girls, My husband sleeps in the guest room because there's just not enough room
Yeah.
for the 2 girls, me and the 2 dogs.
Mhm.
But the dogs will lay on the corner of each one of the girls so that they can't fall off the bed.
Aw.
I mean, they herd them away from the pool when they were little.
Oh, they don't want them in the pool.
They are
We
so
had-
protective.
We had our Great Dane does not like children in the pool.
See?
He will grab their bathing suits if he can get them and pull them.
Out.
He doesn't comprehend it because he hates the water.
He doesn't like it.
No,
See?
so we have to usually put him in a bedroom, which is so sad.
Does he bark though?
No, he cries.
Yeah.
And that like I want to be outside with everybody else.
Yeah.
you know?
My 2 swim and it's their pool.
Mhm.
They just we can
We don't
barely
have a
share.
pool anymore for humans.
Yeah, either.
Yeah.
Same.
So I told my husband, I said, we're taking care of the pool for
The
one
dogs.
dog.
Well, I'm out there. I'm like, I just want to swim a little bit, but I can't because they want to just. I mean,
They'll
they're
drown me.
They'll kill me.
Yeah. So yours does that too.
Yes,
Okay.
they want to. They go so fast and,
And
they're
then
trying
they
to.
pull me under and they're scratching
Yes,
you.
yeah, I'm full of it. Yeah,
So,
yeah, but
yes.
we love them.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm-mm.
I would hurt someone for
Mhm.
any one of those.
My husband had to
animals.
go to Denellen yesterday. I was working all day yesterday, and he's retired, so he's home with them. So they're not used to being by themselves at
Mhm.
all. They're not bad. They don't do anything. But I'm sitting here at work calling my husband. When are you going to come home? Because
That's how I feel today after.
yeah, I said you have to come home
Yeah.
and let them out. And he goes, well, I'm going to be here a couple more hours. So I got in my car from here, went to the southeast,
We do
let
that.
them out, came back to work. And they were fine, you know.
Yeah.
My husband will go. He goes. They sleep all night for 7 hours. They can last 7 hours. Yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know. So yeah, so I know you're an animal lover.
Yes.
Now, will you get more?
Um,
How does your husband? He just adapts to it. Is he the same person as you?
He always says no and gets very frustrated, and it's not because of why you think. It's because he, on the outside, looks like he could be in The Sopranos.
Right.
But he is the biggest
Heart.
teddy bear. So he falls in love
And then they get.
just as much as me. And when they pass away,
That's exactly my husband.
seeing him go through that
That's exactly
it
my
hurts
husband.
me more than I'm hurt.
My husband is we can't do this anymore.
That's what he says.
And he goes, I will not bury another dog. I will not do
Yeah.
this. I will not. And I go, but isn't it better to
Yes.
say that you had those years and that kind of love?
I agree.
But yeah, it is tormenting to them.
I think it torments him more than it does me, even though I'm.
Oh yeah,
the
we're a
sobbing
mess. Oh yeah.
But I think of it, and my dad told me this, at least you took that animal out of a horrible situation and you gave them a wonderful
Full life.
life, and that's what you have to focus
Yeah.
on.
And that's what I was gonna say. So do you have like specific animal breeds that you do rescues with, or is it just?
No, it's I will not take in certain breeds
Mhm.
because we have had, my son has gotten bit, we've had
Issues.
issues, and it's always the same breed.
Which kind?
So pit bulls
Yeah.
have been
It's too bad because
3 of them that have really destroyed, I don't want to get too graphic,
Yeah.
but destroyed my dog of 18 years, attacked him, and we
It's so bad.
they
That's
were
what they
raised
were.
together.
But they were. Yeah.
And then my son getting bit,
Bit, yeah.
and it was just like, okay, you know, this
Yeah.
is the 3rd time this has happened
Mhm.
with this breed. And we did have a German Shepherd that went after really badly.
Yeah.
Went after our snickerdoodle.
Yeah, and I think it's strange because my daughter and her husband had a blind, believe it or not, a blind German Shepherd, and and when my son-in-law went to pick him out, they were going to euthanize him, and and he had already picked out the puppy. They didn't know at the time that he was blind, so when he went to get the dog, they said we're going to have to euthanize him. And he said, no, I'll take
him
him.
to me.
That dog, he was 100% blind. And he could do everything. I mean,
exactly.
they use their other senses completely.
Yes.
And then I was, and I was so amazed that, that somebody, because you still have to, watch them and all that.
Yeah.
But he was the most gentle. But my daughter, who, when she lost him, she said she would never do another German Shepherd because she's had other friends that have had, they're bred to be.
Yes,
They're not family dogs. They're not supposed to be. They're guards.
Yes,
they're guard dogs, and so.
And my son takes that very seriously and works with him every day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, it's amazing. It's night and day between our chaos.
Yes. Yeah, well, we have delinquent children. We have juvenile delinquents.
That's what we have.
That's what we have, and that's what my daughter says. She goes, I don't know how you do it. You make them this way, Mom. And I'm just like, I said, you know what? And it's funny because I don't know how you were when your kids were small.
Mm-hmm.
But when my kids were small, I was too. But I didn't have time for animals. We always had a dog. We always had a family animal. But I could care less. I was too busy taking care of the kids and working.
The dog was just kind of there.
It was just there.
Yeah.
When the kids left is when I became this crazy lady of being in love with my dogs.
I think we're programmed that way as women and mothers.
Yeah.
We transfer. I'm sure dads are like that too sometimes, but I feel like I always need somebody or something to take care of. Yes.
I think you're exactly right. And I had my first yellow lab when we moved to St. Pete, and my son had graduated high school and went into the service, and my daughter is 10 years younger than him. And we were uplifting her from here and going to St. Pete. And I said to her, she was very depressed because she loved her brother. And so we moved her to a different city and when she was in 6th grade. And I said, what's going to make you happy, Kelsey? What can I do? She goes, you can get me a yellow lab. So we had not had one yet. Mm-hmm. And so we went to a breeder. She picked him out. And for 3 days when we got him, she actually slept in the crate with him for 3 days. And on the 4th day, she said, I'm done. I'm not doing this because the dog cried all night long,
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, that dog became mine. And it was the best dog I've ever had.
Yes.
You could have put me in the coffin when this dog had to be put down.
I've been there.
I for weeks.
My boxer.
I could not get, and I still have a picture of him on my bathroom window. Mm-hmm. A mirror every morning, and I say, hi, Mackie. And it's been 9 years, 10 years.
Doesn't matter.
So he was the dog that made me a lab lover, and I couldn't. It's hard for me to have another breed. I love Basset Hounds, and I love Great Danes. Those are the other two breeds that I've always wanted to have.
Great Danes they don't know their size. They really don't. So.
But the labs don't either.
Step on your feet.
They're heavy.
It's painful, and the tail whipping. You might as well have a belt taken to you.
Really?
It's really bad. Yes.
Okay.
So sometimes when we're all just standing in the kitchen talking, he's happy, so the tail's like, and I'll just hold it because he's left bruises on me from that. And then when they shake their heads, just slobber.
It does go
all over the TV, the wall.
No, that part I couldn't do.
Like the maid came in and she's like, "What's on the wall?" I'm like, "That's drool."
Okay, so see, why I didn't know they did that. That's a hard stop for me.
We had 2 seconds to decide that day when we were taking.
But I never heard that about Great Danes. I know that the Mastiffs and all that do it, but I didn't know the Great Danes did that.
Oh yes, and I don't like also that they paint them. They say that they're giant. What do they call them? Like giant lovers.
Yeah, the I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're extremely territorial.
Really?
No one can be around our Dane. If we have company over, they have to go up because he will bite you.
What?
He's bit 4 people.
Oh my God.
Now, their fault because we've told people when they come in, do not go out back. Apollo's out there, and it's the men that don't listen, and they go out there to put their beer in the coolers or whatever, and then you hear a big scream of ow.
So is it just men?
Yes.
Okay. So was he tortured by no?
Yes. 4 homes he went through, and the last one from the story that we got was that the man had a warrant out for his arrest. They came to the house and they tied the dog to a mailbox.
Oh my God.
And he still had his old tag on from when my best friend had him. So they called her. She called me. And I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And my husband was like, go pick him up,
Yeah.
go get him. And then when I saw him, I was like,
Hi.
it's like a pony.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
a small
he's probably
horse.
taller than a pony
Yeah.
walking around. I
Yeah.
mean, we were scared to death of him, but he did end up being very sweet with everybody.
Yeah,
in the
I was gonna
house.
say, how long have you had him?
7 years.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Oh, it's been.
Now, I mean, yeah. Now, is he the one that you're closest to, or no?
Ginger. And did you see the pictures of Ginger?
That was the one today? Last time, I mean?
No, that is the coonhound.
Oh, yeah.
When I saw her, when I picked her up, her pictures did not do any justice of what she was really going through. So I had her in the back seat, and there's a video of me talking to her all the way there. It took me 45 minutes to get to the vet's office.
Yeah.
And I figured I'm putting her down.
I remember that.
And she wouldn't respond to anybody but me.
Aw.
And it took my husband a year and a half to be able to pet her.
Aw.
So the abuse definitely was coming from a man.
See, and that's just, I don't get it.
And she wouldn't cuddle with me even if he was home. It had to be
Just you and her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
And how old
we
is she?
bonded.
Yeah.
They say about 3 or 4.
Okay.
They don't really know.
Okay.
But she's just
She's everything.
She's just so sweet. Yeah, she's my girl.
Well, so I know animal rescues, the spa, the real estate. You're a mom,
Yes.
but do you have grandkids too?
Yes, I do.
You do.
I have one.
And how old? And
He will turn 3 in
oh
April.
my gosh! And where is he?
He's here.
In
He's
Ocala.
the only both. I threatened death to my children that if they moved away from me, bad things would happen.
Right.
And 2 of them went to Tampa.
Mine did too.
But I was happy at least I can drive
Yep,
there.
you can see
and there
them.
have been emergencies that I remember I was on State Road 200. She called me and her cat had passed away.
You had to go.
I did not go back home to get clothes or anything. I jumped
Yeah.
right on the interstate and went, and that was really nice. And
Yeah, I do that. I do that at least once a month.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And at least they have each other there, brother and
Yeah.
sister there, so that made me feel better. But my middle son is here, married, and has a child.
Okay.
And they were high school sweethearts.
Aww.
They started dating at 14. They're just that couple that are
Just gonna be forever.
Forever, yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, what does he do?
He's, I don't know. I've got the one that is the overachiever, the daughter. She's the oldest.
And she's in Tampa.
Yes.
Okay.
She's only 24 years old. And
She's the one that just got her degree in
she's a therapist.
Yes.
And master's in
psychology.
Trauma.
Oh my gosh.
Trauma.
And does she have a job now? Because I know she just graduated.
She's been working with patients for a long time.
Okay, great.
At the same place that she's at, really hoity-toity office.
Yeah.
So she's sends me all her little pictures in her little office.
Yeah, pride and joy.
We have the middle one that is just really good with his hands. Woodworking.
Yep.
Like you can just build anything. And his father and I were so frustrated, but if that's what he's happy doing, we can't push him and make him do anything.
No.
So, and he's really good at what he does. And then we call him the baby, but he's 23, just turned 23.
Yeah. He's a baby.
He works his tush off as a chef.
Okay.
That was not where he was going in life. It was firefighter, it was Navy. He was just all over the place, and then he got this job cooking.
Huh.
And
does he love it?
Yes, you can hear the excitement. And he'll send my husband used to own a restaurant and is a chef as well. So he'll send him, we call him Dad at this point.
Yeah.
He'll send him filet mignon and lobster that he's cooked at home.
Oh my gosh.
So I have a feeling that's where he's going to.
You know, it's funny because I know a lot of people who have gotten into the culinary profession, and a lot of them got there unexpectedly.
Yep.
But once they started doing it, they fell in love with that.
You know where it started? Panda Express.
Really?
Yes, he kept watching the guys in the back, cooking the stir fry, and he wanted to know how to do that, and he ended up spending more time back there. So they were like, "Seems like something you really like to do." And
you know what? At the end of the day, if our children are happy and they,
healthy.
you know, I'm so blessed with mine too that they have good jobs, they pick good professions. I don't have to worry about them.
And they're good people.
And they're good people.
So that means a lot to me.
Yes, yeah.
Now, I do have to admit, I pushed firefighting on both of my boys because my grandfather was the fire chief here.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how we came about to be here. He was
oh my gosh.
Fire chief in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And then he was the first fire chief here and built the first fire station here.
Really? So you have like a kindred to
very deep in
and neither
the
one of them
Ocala
wanted to do
community.
it.
Well, because you know the suicide rate,
It's very high.
and
which
we
is
just
crazy.
had three
of them,
here
yeah.
within the last month.
I know.
And we don't have big skyscrapers here to put fires out. So at the end of the day, our firefighters are seeing the most horrendous car accidents. And my son was like, I can't live every single day seeing like that. And he told me, if I see a child hurt like that, I am out. And when I heard that perspective of it, I thought, you know what, he's right. I don't want him living like that.
No, and you know, they do, because my daughter, she started off wanting to be a paramedic. And
same thing with them.
and she got her paramedic's license, but she was going to so many, and this was in St. Pete, she was going through and seeing some pretty violent with the accidents and stuff, and I kept thinking, you know, she was like, I think she was like 20, and I was like, you know, you're too young to be seeing this kind of stuff. It bothered me. And she'd come home and tell me, you know, there was one incident I'll never forget. They were on the Skyway Bridge, and one of the guys doing the tarring, they were repaving, and the tar fell. It tipped over and fell on this guy, and she rode with him to the burn unit in Tampa, and I mean, he wound up living and everything, but she said, Mom, that was
That's
the most
traumatic.
And I'm just like, this is my little girl who's seeing this kind of stuff. And it was also a kind of a guy's profession too, so there were a lot of guys, and she's a beautiful girl. So I was so then she said, you know what, but she's an adrenaline junkie. She loves it.
Oh, she likes that.
So then she became an RN, and she has worked 13 years now as an ER nurse and in a
Good for
trauma
her.
for, you know, the biggest trauma hospitals. And I mean, I can remember when she'd come home and she'd go, Mom, I held someone's heart in my hand today. And I'm just like, no, she has no patience for non-sick people that come into the ER.
Ooh, I bet.
Yeah, she is not that.
So that's where I come from, is the medical field. So I understand that frustration.
Yeah, she says, you can, if you're sick and you need me, you've got the best nurse in the world working on you.
Which is rare.
But if you come in and you got nothing, or you just there because, you know, you got a sore throat or whatever.
Right, get out of here.
Or they want the blue Gatorade instead of the red Gatorade, those kind of things. and so, but I know, you know, that job now has changed so much. And, you know, I know you have some medical issues, so do I. And we've been in the ER several times. And I mean, I don't know about you, but lately, they're like a war zone.
It's awful.
I mean, it's so
when
bad.
I worked in Ocala Regional at the trauma center, so that was my background. Being a nurse was
so
just
you were a
my
nurse?
dream. No,
Oh, okay.
I started at the pharmacy as a pharmacy
Okay.
technician.
Okay.
And just I loved working.
I want. That's what I want. I wanted to be a nurse. And my daughter to this day, she goes, I go, maybe I'll go to nursing school. Maybe I'll become a nurse. I'll do something in my later life. And she goes, yeah, no one's going to go get you a Diet Coke when you ask them to do it. If you're going to be on your feet all day, you're never going to want to do that. I go, she goes, it's not Grey Anatomy. You're not going to, you know, because I go, well, I love those shows. She goes, it's not. So she gets so mad at me.
But when I saw that, and I know I drove my pharmacist crazy, because instead of just filling the pills like we're supposed to, I wanted to know, well, what's warfarin? What does that do? Why does she need this?
Right.
I learned so much and I soaked it all in, and they were all telling me, either go be a pharmacist because you soak this stuff up, or you need to do something else in the medical field. So immediately it was like, I need to be a nurse because I need to take care of people.
Yeah, you are good.
But that is not how it actually works in the hospital.
No.
And working at a trauma center, my last straw, because I was a lab technician. They called me down to the ER, and there was a man that walked in with a white shirt on. They call them wife beaters or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And
the
he
T-shirt.
had been shot in the chest, but he was so out of it. And I just happened to, of course, be standing there, and he's like, "I think I've been shot." And I was like, "I think you have been too. Maybe you should sit down." And I loved all that
Adrenaline.
intense
Yeah.
and all of that going on until my mother. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't see those things.
You couldn't see past that
No,
anymore.
I couldn't see blood.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and then it was like a halt came to this career,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, what am I going to do now? Well, little do people know, I first took my real estate license back in 2010 when it was at CFCC.
Oh my gosh.
And then I took it again in 2012, and then I took it again. I've done it online, the college, Keller Williams. Like I've done it everywhere, but something always would happen where I couldn't jump in. So 3 kids. That's a lot of homework.
Yeah. It's
You
a
know,
lot of
especially
events.
when a lot of them. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
don't get me started
I know.
on the cheerleading and
Yeah,
the volleyball
yeah, and the football and the
keeping
baseball.
yeah, I just didn't, and I didn't ever run into a mentor. You know, you get your license and then you're like,
What do you do?
what do I do? And real estate was not like it is today.
Yeah.
Real estate very much lives off of popularity
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mhm.
And I feel like there's a lot of cattiness and nastiness going on. It wasn't like that, you know, 20 years ago.
No.
Now very much so. I think,
But you still like it.
oh, I would never stop.
Yeah.
The one thing that frustrates me is people think that women cannot do more than one thing.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
when I open a spa, they're like, well, are you gonna still do that real estate thing you do? And it's like,
Yeah.
it's not a real estate thing. It's stressful. You
Yeah.
better know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
better be knowledgeable about the market, and you better keep learning because
Yeah.
things keep changing.
Every day.
Yes.
Every day. Yeah.
So that really kind of, I knew I was taking a chance there of losing real estate clients when they see that
You were doing something else.
Yes, but I think people are finally starting to understand.
And you can do both. Then
I
you
can-
do, and you do both well.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
do both.
And so what do you think about the market? I mean, now that you brought that up.
Oh my gosh, when I first started, you know, you would put a house on the market and it was boom.
Gone.
People were fighting for it. You've got 7, you know, offers that you've got to look through.
Yeah.
And then we hit COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we still got to work,
Yep.
but it did slow us down a little bit.
Mhm.
And then we had this insane
Rush.
swoop of everyone coming into Ocala.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope when people see this that they understand that I'm not complaining, but we love our little Ocala. We do. And I remember complaining, like, there's nothing to do here. You know, you gotta scoop down to Orlando or Daytona
Right,
to go,
right.
you know, that kind of thing. And now that we do have things to do here, now I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the small town feel?
2-hour waits again
Mhm.
at, you know, Outback or
Yeah.
Longhorn, where before you'd walk in, everybody
Knew
knows
you. I know.
Yeah,
I
feel like
know.
we're losing.
And we
that.
probably will. I mean, because it's going to continue. I don't think we're at a point yet where people. I mean, it's the place to be.
Yes.
And so I worry more about people bringing in their culture or whatever.
That's definitely happening.
That's happening because I'm starting to see it more
Car
and more.
accidents have gone up by 200%.
Yeah, I'm starting to see different attitudes.
Attitudes for
that,
sure.
That I really keep going. You know, this is not how. I mean, you're moving here for a reason. You're moving. Why would you come from a major metropolitan area, big city with lots of stuff to do, to Ocala?
Right.
There's a reason why you chose to do that.
To calm it down.
To breathe
bring
a
it
little bit, yeah.
down,
But
hear a little more manners.
they're gonna, yeah, more of that
Yeah.
southern you know, we're not that Southern, but the Southern hospitality that we've always shared, we've always been courteous to one
Yeah.
another. And I mean, I can't tell you, I can tell you, the last 3 days, I've had more people honk their horn at me.
Yep.
Because I was at a stoplight, and working, answering somebody, because I don't text and drive.
Right.
But if I at a stoplight, I mean, literally 2 seconds past the light turning green, I'm getting honked at.
Yeah.
And you jump up, and I'm just like, I look at them, I go, really? I mean, honestly? And those are those small things that you're starting to see
Big time.
that you didn't see before.
My husband's losing his mind every day because he does the in-home physical therapy.
Yep.
And so he's driving to Crystal River and Williston and all these places. And before I would have never thought a thing about that.
Yeah.
Now I find myself texting him throughout the day, are you okay? You okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Because right after my concussion, a month later, he got rear-ended and totaled the whole car. And we're so used to, let me open the door for you, and let me help you, or how are you doing today, and that kind of thing. And I do see the looks now of like, why is she talking to me? And it's like, that's just what
or
we do
literally
here.
holding the door open for somebody and them not even saying hi, goodbye,
thank you,
anything. Yeah, so I think we're going to see that. Unfortunately, we're going to continue to see that influx because people still want to be here. Are you busy at work right now with real estate?
I have several houses on the market.
Good.
And they're just not moving.
Okay.
And I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I think that everybody,
I'm hearing that here and there.
Everybody I talk to, they have a lot of listings. They're
Yeah.
just sitting longer, and that's
I got spoiled.
Well, we all did. We all did.
I got spoiled
We
there
all
for
did.
a while.
Yeah, and the sellers are getting used to it now. And we've had this discussion. I've had this discussion with a lot of agents that we do this with. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, everybody's feeling it. Everybody's seeing it. It seems like if you pay attention to Facebook and you start getting insecure because all of a sudden, another one under contract, this and that. And I'm like, but if you really go back and look and see, I mean, very few are like saying, hey, we got it in 3 days. It's only been on the market a week. They're not. I mean,
I should look at that so I don't feel so bad about myself.
Yeah, because you used to, see, it was on the market for, 1 day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a couple that you sit there and go, it was only on the market for 3 or 4 days. The key right now, from what I'm talking to with agents, is the price point.
Yes.
And it's really educating the sellers. If you price it right, you'll sell it.
Unless your sellers do not want to be educated and they know they don't want to listen to you.
Right, so that's the problem.
So perfect example, the house that I have on the market, we put it on for like $490. She got a cash offer of $475,000, which is exactly what she needed to walk away from. And she said no.
How much did you have it on the market for?
$490.
And you got an offer for how much?
$475. And that was the number that she literally
needed.
That was
her bottom line.
Bottom line, is what she needed to make everything gravy. And she said no, she wanted to wait. And I told her, don't do that. You are never gonna get another cash offer that in a week that could have been done. And now she's kicking herself in the tush.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's what a lot of agents are saying right now, is that the seller has to understand that it is, we have to get to a point where they're understanding you're the professional, you know the information, price it right, and it will sell. Somebody told me that last night. It was like, I was surprised that she had a buyer that she sent to me, and it was a contingent offer on his house selling, and the seller took it, and she went up selling his house in literally a week, and it was in the Villages. And I said, well, I know a lot of folks that are doing business right now in the Villages, and they're not going quickly like they were. She goes, you gotta price them right. You gotta know.
You have to. It's gotta be perfect.
It's gotta be perfect.
Well,
listen, girl, we have done it. You made it through it. You did it.
I did.
You see, you didn't turn red.
I was waiting. I was waiting.
So you did fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
And again, I want to make sure everybody remembers that you are with Professional Realty of Ocala.
Yes, ma'am.
And your spa again is Oh My Beauty Spa, and you're off of
17th
17th,
Street.
but
Yes.
your real estate office is here on 200.
Yes.
And Allie Jara, she's wonderful. Use her,
Thank you.
you know, support her businesses.
Yes.
And I'm actually going to be one of the new ones that are going to be going in there
Oh, we're gonna get you in
and
there.
seeing how I can, you know, fix some of my issues.
Oh yeah. We all think it's worse than what it is.
Yeah,
I have
well.
women all the time that book with me and they're like, it's so horrible. And then they walk in and I'm like, you have beautiful skin. What are you
Wow.
talking
I
about?
appreciate that, but no, I know my flaws, but and I'm going to expect you to fix them. So,
Okay,
all
got
right. So, good job, girl.
Thank you
Love
for
you,
having
honey.
me. Thank
Yeah.
you.